The Epstein issue is not going away for Donald Trump. And now, as much as Trump tried to kill this story, the Wall Street Journal has just dropped an Epstein story that Trump tried desperately to make sure nobody ever heard about. Now, Donald Trump has been in massive damage control mode pretty much over the past 2 weeks, ever since he claimed that the whole Epstein issue was nothing more than a hoax. Well, surprise, surprise, Trump has a long history of labeling virtually everything as a hoax.
So Obama's talking about all of this with the global warming and that, and a lot of it's a hoax. It's a hoax. They didn't know what to say, so they made up the whole Russia hoax. Now it's turning out that the hoax has turned around. A brilliant jurist, a man that did nothing wrong, a man that was caught up in a hoax that was set up by the Democrats. I think we had a tremendous week with the hoax, you know, the great hoax. They call it the impeachment hoax. Now the Democrats are politicizing the coronavirus. You know that, right? Coronavirus. Think of it. And this is their new hoax. There is nobody that feels more strongly about our soldiers, our wounded warriors, our soldiers that died in war than I do. It's a hoax. With this unhinged insurrection hoax that we're all going through now, but with this insurrection hoax that they're doing, but the insurrection hoax the radical Democrats are putting.
It's getting so bad now that even Newsmax, the most conservative, right-wing, biased news source, is beginning to turn against Donald Trump as well.
There is obviously some who will not be covering big developments like Comey's daughter and her comments today. I mean, Trump told MAGA to be quiet about Jeffrey Epstein. Fox News obeyed, Fox News falling in line with Trump's Epstein plea, but will the rest of MAGA media comply? Well, I'll play a little bit. This is Rob Schmidt addressing all of this on his show here on Newsmax last night.
Again, this is what MAGA voters voted for. A government for the people, where the rich and the powerful get the same justice as the rest of us. You may have noticed the Epstein story was almost nowhere to be found, though, on Fox News these last couple of days. After months of very consistent coverage, it's pretty obvious that a lot of people don't really know what to do with this. There's a lot of people that are very scared because it's clear that the White House didn't want this to be a subject, but Trump's base, his supporters and base, care about it.
But now things just got so much worse. That's right, the Wall Street Journal just dropped an Epstein story that Trump tried desperately to kill. Take a look at this. Tonight, Donald Trump is scrambling, and for good reason. The Wall Street Journal has just dropped a bombshell that his team desperately tried to stop. According to multiple reports, Trump personally called the editor-in-chief of the Journal, Emma Tucker, in a frantic attempt to kill the story. Sources say the pressure campaign from the White House reached a fever pitch, all to stop what insiders were calling an explosive expose about his past ties to Jeffrey Epstein. But the call didn't work, and now the truth is bleeding out. The Journal's report pulls back the curtain on a relationship Trump has spent years trying to downplay, revealing new documents that show not just a casual acquaintance with Epstein, but a disturbingly cozy bond. Among the files, a birthday letter reportedly from Trump to Epstein that features a crude drawing of a naked woman with Trump's signature scrawled beneath her waist, mimicking pubic hair. It ends with the line, "Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret." Trump denies it all, of course, says the letter's a fake, claims he's never drawn a picture in his life. But the Journal says they reviewed the physical copy, and it's real. This isn't just embarrassing, it's damning, because it comes after weeks of escalating outrage from Trump's own base. For years, Trump and his allies fueled Epstein conspiracy theories, promising to expose a so-called client list, claiming he'd release the full FBI files, and even staging photo ops with binders of documents labeled Phase 1. But then came the reversal. Earlier this month, Trump's own Justice Department quietly closed the Epstein case, declaring his death a suicide and insisting there is no client list. Supporters erupted. Deputy FBI Director Dan Bongino nearly resigned. Attorney General Pam Bondi, who had previously promised the files were on her desk, now says nothing more will be released. And Trump, he's not just retreating, he's attacking. In private, he's furious that his base won't shut the F up about Epstein. In public, he's calling his critics weaklings and saying he doesn't want their support anymore. But this report cuts deeper than any memo or conspiracy theory, because this isn't about what Trump promised to reveal, it's about what he already knew and what he tried to hide. The birthday letter isn't just crude, it's symbolic. It contradicts everything he's claimed about barely knowing Epstein. It paints a portrait of a man who wasn't just aware of Epstein's world, but part of it. And perhaps most damning of all, the President of the United States tried to shut this story down, tried to intimidate journalists, tried to stop the press from doing its job, but he failed. And tonight, that failure is turning into a reckoning. At the end of the day, Donald Trump will try time and time again to deny this kind of stuff. He's even threatening to sue the Wall Street Journal, but it doesn't matter. We know the truth. We know that Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were best friends, and it's only a matter of time until those Jeffrey Epstein files come out.